Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler.
And this is the end of our Roll and Rate month.
We made it.
We covered over 51 games, from first impressions to pictures to TikToks to just even short impressions.
And videos.
And videos, of course. And you've been following along, so thank you so very much. If you're here for the giveaway announcement, we'll have that a little bit later.
Okay, so welcome to our top 10 video, where we're going to share our list of top 10 roll and rights to each other and to you.
Yeah, so we haven't actually shared our list with each other, so I'm very curious what Tyler has picked. Initially, we did want to do the whole 51 list, but top 10 was hard enough as it is. I don't think we could even
rank all of them.
No, it'd be too tough.
Too much. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at 10, and we're gonna talk about it for a little bit, tell you about the game, tell you why it made it into our top 10, and then just go from 10 all the way down to 1.
And you'll see some of our favorite roll and rates from this month. But thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Comment below. We'd love to hear what roll and rates you love and maybe what month we should do in the future.
Ooh.
That's an exciting question. Well, let's dive right on in. Number 10.
Number 10.
Don't look at my sheet.
Oh, do you want to go first?
You can go first.
I want to go first.
You can go first. Number 10?
Number 10.
We can drum roll for every one of them.
Yeah, but just for this one, because it's the start.
It's the start, okay.
I think you're going to be seduced.
We'll try not to drop the games this time like I did last time. Oopsies.
Don't clump me into that. Seven Bridges!
Oh, I am surprised. Okay.
So, I thoroughly enjoyed this game. It was not going to make my top 10 because of how bothered I was with how tedious the scoring is.
Okay.
But the way that this game works is you've got all these goals that you have to work towards that are on the side of the sheet that you're drawing on. You draft the dice, which I really like, which makes it not necessarily a solitaire game. So you really have to pay attention to what you're taking, what other people are taking. The other piece that I really enjoy about this game is the dice that have half a symbol on it. So you're basically just trying to make paths around this city, maybe even cross all 7 bridges. And you score points for, like I said, the objectives on the right side. But these half dice, you have to use them so strategically, in my opinion, and I really like that. You all start in the same spot, but you can all do different things, go different ways, and you choose where to start. So one player will choose where to start, and you all will start there, and I think it's just a very interesting game.
Awesome.
Yeah, the scores are really high. But that lends itself to why it is only at 10, not any higher.
7 Bridges. So my number 10 is Guild Pinball 4K.
Wow, wow, wow.
So I think I was really close to actually choosing this as the best themed game. So that was actually I was debating it for days. And the reason is this is literally pinball in a board game. But, and you may ask, why would you play pinball in a board game when you can just play pinball? Well, because this is better. Because in pinball, I think there's just a little bit too much luck. Sure, you can hit the ball at the right time and it can hit the things that you're aiming for with the flippers. Sure, you can be very skilled in that. But I think here, there's just these connections you can make. There's still that luck element because it's dice rolling, but the thematic integration of this game is absolutely wonderful. And I had an incredible time playing this game. I only played 3 out of the 4 maps, so we still need to play 1 more. But I really enjoy that the games can just go on. You can hit that combo streak and just keep going, and you just feel so good about it. And if you lose your ball and lose pretty quickly in the round, then you just come back, you load another ball up, and you play again. So it's there's not that much of the detrimental feeling. Yeah. But the combinations and everything in this game is just magical, and I cannot wait. It's gonna be another one of 4 new maps, which I'm very excited to get.
Yeah, it'll be very cool. It's a good game.
So that is Super Skill Pinball 4K.
Number 9, your turn first.
My turn. You're looking.
Yeah, we're
at
gonna
my
alternate.
sheet. Okay. So my number 9 is actually
Oh, no way!
7 Bridges.
Well, this is funny because we swap places because my number 9 is Super Skill Pinball 4K.
You gave away your number 9.
9! Give me the game.
No, we have to talk about mine first.
I know, but give me the game.
Okay. I guess these are our number 9s.
They're just
Well,
gonna say.
so a lot of what Tyler was saying, I agree with. I think the thing that makes it for me this game is the fact that it's actually based on a real map. And how cool would it be to live in a city and actually have a game made about the city where it's the routes and the bridges that you take in your day-to-day life. I think that's amazing and super, super neat. But the other aspect, like to what Tyler was saying near the end, was this potential for scoring this game is wonderful. Like one of the scoring conditions is you have to count all the buildings that you've encountered on your path. And you can get upwards to 50, 60, even like 70 buildings, which is... It seems a little bit redundant coloring all of them in and counting all of them, but it feels good to me because it's just like, yes, I did all of this in a short span, visited all these bridges, crossed all these maps, saw all these trees. So it just makes you feel good. And I think it is the only drafting and network building roll and write that we have. I don't think there's any other one as well.
I can't think of one right away.
So,
come to mind.
7 Bridges is my number 9.
Wow.
Why is Super Skill Pinball 4K your number 9?
I think the same thing. The reason why I don't think I agree that it's better than pinball because I love me some pinball. The one thing I will say about it is that if you are trying to do it not turn-based, but like simultaneously together for each round, and then one of you flunks, then it's like it's kind of slow. Yeah, and that's what happened with me. So like Ilya just like was going on this long combination. But that lends itself to exactly why I like this game, is because you can go on those long combinations with a bit of luck and like right placements.
Yes.
So I think that's really cool. The other thing is it comes with four different maps, which is unreal. You can play 4 different pinball machines and it's just really hype.
So much fun.
Yeah, this game just like looks like absolutely beautiful, and I also just like, even though I like pinball machines more, you feel like you're playing pinball when you play this game.
So that's our number 9. Yeah. Should I do a number 8 since or do you want?
Yes.
Did you see my list? It was up.
No, I did not.
Good. Okay, my number 8 is Silver and Gold.
Oh, I thought this would be higher for you.
So I really enjoy this game. I think this is a really good introductory game that can really win anybody over. Like anyone we've introduced this game to has never had a negative thing to say about it. You're technically playing your own game, but I think there's elements where you are competing for certain things.
Yeah.
And you're paying attention. So I like if you're overwhelmed by the idea of what everybody else is doing, you can play your own game, do your own thing, and not give a care in the world. But then you're still able to experience some of those fun, like crossing off, allowing combinations to happen, getting multiple things at the same time, working towards the trees. There's a lot of element that you can have just by yourself. But once you get familiar enough with the game, you can really pay attention to what everybody else is doing and take it to the next level. And I think a lot of that, it introduces a lot of those core mechanics that I really enjoy in roll and rights, of just like the simple combinations, because the combinations here are very simple. You cross off like an X, you get to cross off another space. So I think it just does a really nice ease into the genre, and I just love Phil Walker Harding. He does an amazing job with games.
He is
so
amazing,
this is my number 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. My number 8 is actually Cartographers.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So this one's really fun. I like the player interaction with this. You're basically drawing whatever shape comes up and filling them with 4 different things, I believe. Maybe 5. Houses, maybe devils, because
Devils?
Well, not devils.
Goblins. Yes.
Yeah. Trees, water, and then
Wheat fields.
Wheat fields.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, you're just like drawing the map as it comes up. Everybody can do it differently. This game can play up to, well, it says on the box it can play up to 1 to 100 players, but you could probably play it with more if you really wanted to.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's just a load of fun in a box. the way that scoring is done, I think, is very interesting because you score like, there's 4 objectives and you score 2 at a time, and then you'll score each of them twice. So it's neat
Different
to see
seasons, yeah.
how people like evolve their game based on what they want to score the most points with, and also the unfortunate placements of the goblins are always hilarious, and then add that little twist of the take that. It's a lot of fun.
Your number
My
7?
number 7,
7.
Chavon,
Okay.
has a 12 in it. Wah, wah. Oh no! At least it wasn't board games. My number 7 is Trek 12. Yeah, we did a check it out on this. I kind of, it's all kind of captured there. Let's be real. But
Well, tell us again.
essentially, you are taking an adventure and climbing up in. You are really just like drawing dice based on what's rolled and based on what you pick as a combination. So I really like that there's a plus, a minus, an up, a down, and a multiplication. You've got to make clumps and you've got to make runs, and I just think it's a lot of fun. Also pretty stressful, surprisingly. The one thing that wins me over even more with this game is it has unlockables, and it doesn't change the game drastically, but it has goals that you can do to try and get even further with the game and challenge yourself. And you always love that. So Trek 12.
Number 7.
Number 7.
My number 7 is Welcome to.
Wow.
Welcome to was actually shown to us by a friend, and I fell in love from the very first time that we played it. We actually played it over when the pandemic first started online.
Online, yeah.
And the reason I love it so much is because, and you'll see this a lot in my list, is the theme integration. Like, it really feels
the theme.
Feels like you are building the community, but it's very puzzly and very kind of, you have to be kind of spatial aware. The bonuses that change from round to round of what they are, it makes the game so interesting, and it never feels like the same game. Like, you can go try collecting all the pools, but then all of a sudden you realize that no, pools are just coming up in inconvenient spaces. So you have to pivot and you have to really adapt. And I really, really enjoy about this game, and that's why it's my number 7.
7, yeah.
7.
Only at 7. We're only at 7.
So should we do number 6 now?
You sure should.
My number 6 is
Oh!
Cartographers. So I think this is one of the original Flip and Rights Roll and Rights
Yep.
that we've played, and I've always had a huge spot in my heart for this game. I think beyond everything that Tyler said, which I wholeheartedly agree with, is I love the ability in this game to be a little bit more artistic if you want. Like, if you're playing more casually, you can spend the time really drawing the trees, and using the different colors and really making your map shine. And I've loved seeing on Board Game Geek a lot of variety of the beautiful maps people have created. I think the community behind this game is just absolutely wonderful. But I love 2 things about this game even more. The player interaction. Sending those goblins to the other players is one of the most devious but hilarious thing you can do.
Yeah.
Because it's not a take that where you're being targeted, because everybody's being targeted. And you have to draw them in the most inconvenient spots, and you almost laugh about it once it happens, which I really like in this game. And the other piece that Tyler mentioned too was the scoring. Like, because there's 4 different seasons, they overlap, so you can really base your strategy to maybe get more points later on, or try to do everything kind of in a similar fashion and trying to capture things as they come. So there's a lot of ways to really approach this game, and I've enjoyed it every single time that we played it.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
So that is Cartographers and my number 6.
Well,
What is your number 6?
my number 6 is actually one of the newer games. It's Metro X.
Oh. Well, I don't think it's newer.
Isn't it?
No, I think it's been around for a little.
2020, this year.
Oh, this edition.
This year. Okay, that's fair. Okay, well, this is the first time I've seen it in at all. And you would think that building a transit system would be fun and not so stressful. Well, let me tell you, Metro X proves that it is not. And it also makes it really fun. Because you legitimately, what your goal is you roll a dice, you pick one of the, you flip a card, sorry. You flip a card, you take that number and you put it into one of the trains, and then you draw X's on all of the circles connected to that rail, And it's just like super cool because there's intertwining trails, so you can get ahead in like a one trail, but you might cut off your other trail, and it just is such a bad feeling when that happens because you are sitting there waiting and hoping that one of the cards that allows you to skip over things, that allows you to place a random X somewhere will come up. And yeah, it's the perfect amount of stress in a game that I'm looking for because it's that slow build up that matters to me. So Metro X.
No wonder everybody's bad at transit. Shall we go to number 5?
Number 5. Mine is my favorite combo game.
Ooh, which is?
Sonara. Sonara.
Well,
Sonara.
conveniently, Sonara is also my number 5.
Oh, look at that.
So
Okay,
let's talk
I'll
about
go
it
first.
together.
Okay, well, basically, like, this brings the heat, literally, because it's desert-based, you know. Ha 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 ha. No, so this is a flick and write, so it's super interesting to have a different dexterity piece to a game that, or like a mechanic that we're so familiar with, and this makes it very fun. It doesn't make it dangerous. It doesn't make it stressful. The part that makes it stressful is the combos that you can make on the maps.
Maybe for you.
Because you can go above and beyond and combo until you annoy everybody else at the table, like me. But you also end up scoring a lot of points, and it feels, even if you don't win, it feels very satisfying.
If you had to define paralysis by analysis for Tyler, it would be this game. But I think that is
I take my time.
That is the beauty of it, though. The combinations in this game are glorious, and the flicking aspect is just fun. Like,
yeah.
You can try to mess up other people, but in doing so, you can mess up yourself. And it's just like the things that can happen in this game. It's just silly and so much joy at the table. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I want more games like this one.
Yeah.
If they want to base one around the wetlands, just make them different habitats, I would love that.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. And the mini games are really interesting. All of them are fairly balanced as well, I find too. Like you can
they
really
interact with each other as well.
Yeah, there's nice. A lot of like you have to kind of work conjointly with all of them.
Yeah.
But you can prioritize one, and you can try to see like how many points can I get in this one if I put all of my pieces into it and try to do that. And I think that's what really kind of speaks to me. And this is a game that wows anybody we've shown it to. Like, because nobody really seen anything like it before, and they like start being like, we're flicking discs. But then they see everything connect, and it's just such a magical feeling to introduce this game to other people.
Yay! Number 5. I guess I could go again.
Okay.
I guess I could go again.
What are you going to pick?
That one.
Welcome to?
Yeah, number 4. Welcome to. I don't have much else to say than what Ilya's already said, but I just like the setup of this game. It's very cool that you've got like 3 piles of actions and then 3 piles of numbers. I think that's really well done. And you can plan ahead too, because it gives you little hints on what the next actions are going to be. And I just think it's super fun to just like cross things off and go for something. Like you see a bunch of pools, make the pools happen. You see a bunch of fences, make those goals happen. Like do it as fast as you can and try not to not be able to play the card. But it's a lot of fun and it deserves its place at number 4 for me.
Number 4? And then I would like that one for my number 4.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So my number 4 is Metro X. And I think this is one of those games that like as soon as we played it, I was just blown away by the potential, by how clean the design is and how much fun it is really to play. As stressful as it is and as crunchy as it does get at times, it makes you want to come back to it. And that's what I really like. Like you have a terrible number that's flipped and it ruins so many possibilities, but you want to come back because you want to master it and try to get as best of a score as you can. And it is interesting too to see, because it is simultaneous play, everybody's doing their own thing, and it's, in theory, you could all do the same thing, but that's where it really shines, is your decision making is what propels you along. I will say, Tube Town map in this game hurts my brain. The more complex one, it is not kind to me. but I want to keep playing it. So I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with this game. I'm like, and then I dive right back on in and try again because it's just so much fun.
Because why not?
Yeah, I'm really happy Gameworld published this one because it's just so much fun.
Yay! Metro X.
That's my number 4.
Oh, we're getting up there. Number 3.
Number 3. Where's my number 3? So my number 3 is actually Trek 12.
Look at you.
So I think there's so much to love about this game, and I don't even know where to start because we did a check it out and we keep talking about it. But I think for me, I really we both of us have a math background. The math part of it really appeals to me, but it's a simple math. Like you're trying to build the same numbers and ascending numbers.
Yeah.
But I like that the luck is countered by math.
Not completely, but
not
yes.
completely,
Yeah,
but
you're
for
right.
the most part, like
Yeah.
you can roll this like numbers, be like, okay, well I'm gonna multiply these to get this number, or I'm gonna minus to try to get this number. So it's a really, I don't think I've seen this in a game done before where the luck is kind of mitigated by that. But as well as you can plan so many different things. There's different maps in this game. There's different like objectives and how you can score, and it's really fun to compare against other players too to see how you do.
Mm-hmm.
And the unlockable content is just over the top. That's what
Yeah.
this game could
That's
have easily been a game with just the base game, have the expedition, but the fact that you can unlock and add more to the game, but also in such an elegant way that I haven't seen done with a lot of, because I think I've said this in the Check It Out videos, a lot of games feel like when you get more, it just feels like it's like clumpy and it becomes like a lot to keep track of.
Yep.
But this one does it in such an elegant way that I just can't rave enough about it. And that is why Trek 12 is my number 3.
Ooh, there you go. My number 3
Is
Raja of the Ganges.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, this one's a lot of fun. I like this. I like the win condition in this because it's not like most games where you have to score as many points as you possibly can. It's can you make both of the tracks on this game meet and cross farther than your opponent the fastest. And I just think that's very cool. It lends itself to the combos that you can have in this game. If you place in like the blue dice zone, you can end up placing in the green, and then so on and so forth. And it's just, there's just a lot going on. I feel that it's very appealing to the eye as well, which helps. At least for me it does. And yeah, it's one of those games where I just feel like I could just keep playing this forever and ever and ever and ever.
Number 3?
Oh, and it's not, the dice aren't numbered, so it's just like the dice that you roll are actions. That's cool.
That is
So-
cool. I like that too.
Raja!
Of the Ganges Dice Charmers. My number 2 is Hadrian's Wall. So there's so much to love about this game. Again, Garfield Games, please publish more heavy rolling rights because Bobby Hill did such a phenomenal job with this one. And where do I even start? So at first, this is a game that you open and it is slightly overwhelming because there's a lot of areas, quite overwhelming because there's a lot of areas that do different things and it's hard to see how everything connects. The part about this game that I absolutely adore is the cascading of combinations. Like you can get different workers, you can just utilize them and create such fun turns. And because you're all playing your own pace, you can really like have the time to think about it. No one's really rushing you. But the fact that you're trying to protect your wall, you're trying to build it up, you're trying to work on all your 4 tracks, but the same as building up your society in a variety of different ways. There's so many different ways to approach this game to game, and you can really utilize different sections and really focus on one to try to see how far you can get. I think for me, like when we first got this game, we played it pretty much every day for a few weeks, and we still, like we keep saying this, but we haven't played the campaign yet. There's a solo campaign. We have to play it because the designer released it and it just looks so much fun.
You can technically play it together. It's just you just sit across the table from each other,
basically. But and yeah, there's so much to love about this game. There's that unique, like the cards that you choose will have goals that you'll really gear towards, like it's seen in a lot of other Garfield games.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I feel like I can talk about this game forever. It's definitely one of my favorites. Not only Rolling Rights, but probably games of all time too. Just because of the way it is.
Yep.
So that's why Hadrian's Wall is my number 2.
Leave it.
Is it your number 2?
Yeah.
It's your number 2 too?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
Okay.
So probably a lot of people actually probably think that I would pick Hadrian's Wall as my number
for
one.
Sure thought it was.
Don't get me wrong, this game is absolutely amazing. I love this game. I love everything about Garfield games, and like.
Hey, this is our top 10 list. All these games are amazing.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's true. But to compete for my first spot, well, like.
I am shocked.
Yeah. Like Ilya said, is like it's very overwhelming to open. There's a lot going on in the game. I really enjoy the biggest thing, I guess, that I would say about this game that Ilya didn't touch on is that the cards that you're drawing really, in my opinion, they kind of dictate how you're going to play the game because you have to decide which card am I going to use to get my workers and which cards am I going to use so I can get points at the end of the game. And then like the decision gets harder and harder because you've already started developing your board. So you've decided that you're going to go for like your walls and get extra victory points for that. And you draw 2 cards that are like, oh, you actually have to go for your like your army. Like, yeah, I could take that too, but in the end, is that going to get me the most points? Like it's very, so it kind of like dictates your game, gets harder. But yeah, it also, exactly, it also like draws a line for you and you're like, oh, hey, I should probably be doing this so I can get extra points because games are close.
That's
like,
true.
You're not going to win the game by a bunch of points. You're not. So you really do have to be...
Well, I will.
You do really have to be nitpicky about the, like the goals that you're given, in my opinion. But it's just a fantastic game. The only reason I think it didn't make 2 for me, or number 1 for me, is because it feels so solitaire.
Okay.
Yeah, that's and like I'm all for solo games. Don't get me wrong, but if I can play a solo game the exact same way, or like very, very, very similar to how I play a 2-player, 3-player, 4-player, then it's, to me, it's not like a solo mode. I'm really excited about the campaign, and maybe that will change my decision once I play the campaign. But
Tyler will do a video detailing to you what his thoughts are on the solo campaign.
Maybe I will. But just because of that, it can't be number 1.
That is number 2. Well, before we tell you our number 1, we thought we'd do some honorable mentions.
Yeah, honorable mentions. Okay, we're only gonna do 3 of these because we could obviously go on and on.
I could do probably 10.
And on and on and on.
This is why we could not have a top 51.
yeah. So it's pretty hard. I'll go first, I guess.
Yeah, let's just talk about them. We don't have to show them.
The one, it wasn't on my list.
Okay.
But Silver and Gold is definitely honorable mention. It's just a lot of fun. I think you covered it. I don't really have anything else to say about it. I love when you can draw on the cards.
That is fun.
And yeah, that's what it does for me.
Okay, what are the other 2?
Castle Party.
Okay.
Kind of the same reason. It's like, it's so beautiful, but I think it's so new that I haven't really like absorbed all of it yet.
It's very unique.
Yeah, so it's very unique. The art is absolutely gorgeous. I love the characters, and the theme is kind of hilarious. Because you're just like, this Pumpkin King is throwing a party, and all of a sudden you're getting all these people to jam pack into this castle.
Yeah.
But some of these people won't make it into the castle, and they might even potentially drown. And I think that's kind of funny.
Well,
especially
you're
given
the
they're
one
so
drowning
cute.
them, so.
Yeah. Well, you've been assigned to be a party planner, so you just got to do a better job.
Put them in, or you drown them.
Yeah. And then I think my 3rd one would be On Tour.
Okay.
Yeah. So On Tour, beautiful, like high production game. It has amazing markers, gigantic dice, these beautiful boards. It's really stressful, and the reason I'm gonna give it an honorable mention is because I like that you roll 2 dice and you use them in combination. So it's like 18 and an 81. I think that's really cool. I really enjoy trying to figure out how I'm gonna map out my ideal, optimal route so I can get the most points, and yeah, it's just fun. And there's 2 maps.
There's too many. Okay, so my honorable mentions are, and I have 3 of them, are, the first one is Boomerang Europe. So I really like it because I think there's a lot going on in a small, it's one of those games that just has a lot of it in a small box, which makes it really exciting for me. I like that you're drafting too. It's one of the only card drafting, roll and write, or flip and write in that say. So it's a really fun game. I'm always down to play it. It brings me a lot of joy.
I like the racing component of the game.
Yeah. And it's the theme behind it is cool too because you're exploring Europe. So you're going to visit. I feel like that really draws people in, which is really nice. The other one I have is a newer one too, is Super Mega Lucky Box. This is another Phil Walker Harding design. And I really like it because it's that really friendly, happy vibe, and it's so simple because you flip a card and everyone crosses off a number. And by making lines like you would in tic-tac-toe for say, you get bonuses. You can use those bonuses to shift numbers, get new numbers, and it just kind of cascades and creates a lot of those opportunities for combinations. But it's also so much fun, and I really enjoy it.
And like, I think I said this in our awards video, but the box is so beautiful that you just like you're just drawn to it.
It's like a ray of sunshine.
Yeah.
And then my last, but certainly not least honorable mention is That's Pretty Clever.
Oh,
I think it's one of the classic roll and writes there is, and I can play this game all day, every day, any day.
He does, because he has the app.
That is, the app makes it much easier to play the game. But I think the reason I really enjoy it is because you come back and you want to beat your own score, and you just keep coming back to it because I do that back of the sheet that has those astronomical scores to get 5 stars. Like, I joke about this all the time, but I feel like all except for Clever Cubed, the first time I played them I got like 0.5 or 0 stars, and it just seems like it's like, why are you doing this to me, game? Like, usually you play a game and you're like, oh, you're average. It's like, no, you're not even on the board of how bad you played. But you see that growth. Like, I can get 3 stars, 3.5 stars pretty consistently. And now it pushes you to want to do better and really reach that 5-star goal in that optimal way. So, I really enjoy it.
Yeah. I feel like they're the 5 stars, in my opinion. I'm sure they're doable.
Have you done it? Because if you have,
I feel like I can't ever get there. I just really can't.
I agree.
Yeah.
So for our number 1.
No.
What did I forget?
We have some giveaways that we need to do, and I think that should come before number 1.
You're gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
We're just teasing you.
So we have 2 giveaways to do this, and we'll do this really quickly. Thank you so much again for engaging with our content, for following along our journey. It honestly meant the world, seeing your comments, your experiences, and answer your questions. And we hope you stick around for much more content and giveaways as well.
It has been an absolute blast. Although we've gone through a lot of games this month, it's very exciting and relieving finally to like come to the end point, knowing that we accomplished this whole month and we're doing these giveaways and we're really proud. And we're just happy that everybody stuck around, and obviously we got, and we're happy to get more people join our community. There's just a lot to be grateful for this month, and
And stick around for more because there may or may not be a giveaway we're doing next week. So without further ado, for our giveaway of Silver and Gold, which we're giving 5 copies away, we have, let's do the spinny wheel. This took me a long time to capture all the comments and put them in the wheel, but here are the 5 people that have won. So I'll be contacting you just to make sure that you're still in the region and have followed everything that you've done. So keep an eye on a message from myself. If you don't get a message, feel free to message me as well. We'll
coordinate something.
Exactly. Yeah. And the winner for Sonora, our grand prize, is... Because hit the table so hard.
It's because my ring.
Oh, okay. Spin. No, stop spinning the table. It disturbs the audios.
This person.
So we'll contact you as well.
Congratulations to our winners, and we're very excited for you to get your games. You'll definitely have to share with us when you get them.
Yeah, we want to hear your thoughts.
We want to know, what you think.
And because it was Tyler's birthday this month, we were really thankful for Garfield Games for doing a giveaway with us for Hadrian's Wall, our number 2 game. And
Paladins! My absolutely favorite game. Blah, 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 blah. I love it, 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 I love it.
So we'll do the spinny wheel one more time.
For Hadrian's Wall?
Yeah, first. The winner of Hadrian's Wall is this person. We'll contact you and make sure to get you that copy.
Congratulations!
And the winner for Paladins is...
Yeah, this person!
So thank you so much, and we'll be in contact with you. If we haven't contacted you, you can nudge us as well. We'll make sure to get these games to you because we'd love to hear your experience, and we're so thankful for you participating in our journey.
I also would love to play Paladins with you, so...
If you hear we're watching Tyler's family's dog,
Would you like to see her? Hi, Piper!
She's slowly crying under the table because we're not paying attention to her. This is Piper.
This is my parents' puppy. Her name is Piper. She's 4 years old. And she's a little baby. Isn't that right? Isn't that right?
She's getting along very well with our girls, but having 3 dogs and 1 cat in the house is a lot.
That's why she's downstairs with us.
Yeah, she's getting some relaxed time.
All right, well, let's do it.
Number
She's
1.
gonna stay with me.
Sure.
Do we have the same number 1, maybe?
I think we might.
All right.
Should we count down?
We should do a countdown.
What if we don't? That'll be embarrassing.
That would be funny.
Okay.
That would be funny.
3, 2, 1.
Fleet
the dice game!
Yeah! I love this game.
Me too.
Yes. Yeah. Okay,
So,
you go first.
I'll go first. So this is another one of the roll and rice I think that was in our collection from a long time, like
We
quite a while ago.
backed this game on Kickstarter, right?
I don't remember. We had it for a while though.
Yeah.
And the reason I love this game so much is not only is it very thematically engaging and very fun, the combinations in this game are beautiful. The artwork is beautiful. I feel like it hits all the categories that you would want to see in a roll and write and more.
Yeah.
The dice are absolutely out of this world. They're beautiful and marbled in different colors and the fishies on them. And yeah, it just makes me so happy.
Yeah, you draft the dice.
Mhm.
I think you said that already.
No, I did not.
Oh yeah,
Go
so
for
you
it.
draft the dice. So I think that's really cool because you get that little player interaction piece. There's just a lot going on, and you really have to optimize your strategy. Like, this game is definitely about finding a path, an optimal path, and I think that says a lot about a game because you have to be very adaptable when you take the dice and which ones you choose, and you can't. There's no shortcomings. Like, you can't say, oh, I'm gonna put this here, eventually I'll get it. No. You either put it there and knowing that you're going to get it, or you don't touch it at all. At least from my experience, that's how I feel.
Well, I think like Hadrian's Wall, there's a lot of different ways and strategies you can try. Like, you can focus on one of the fish type. You can really focus more in the dock and try to get more kind of a different strategy going there. Because there's a lot of buildings that do a variety of things to get you a variety of points. So I really like that aspect of it. And I think what really sets this game apart is that you're drafting. Because Tyler could really need that shrimp. And it'd be very unfortunate if someone takes that shrimp.
Yes.
And
yes,
then I take the shrimp. So I love that. Yeah. I think that's because it's that indirect conflict. I think I really enjoy that in games where it's not necessarily a take that, I'm ruining the game for you, but this benefits me, so I'm going to take it.
Yeah. So. And the last thing I would say about this game, well, I mean, I could talk about it for a while, but last thing I will say about this game is the fact that you fish on every other day. I think that's really interesting because what you can do is you can prepare yourself for the next day of fishing. And I think that lends itself to the theme a little, where you're not
just
always
like real
working.
Life. You can't fish every day.
Yeah, exactly. But when you do go out, you have to make it count and you have to be prepared. And I think that just having that neat little interaction of every other day fishing is cool. And there's ways to fish more.
There is.
Yeah, so it's just a box of joy.
So I'm very excited to see how Three Sisters, the next game from these designers, will compare, because I do love plants and gardening and pumpkins and all sorts of fun stuff. So I'm very curious to see if it rises to the love that we have for Fleet.
For the crashing waves of Fleet the Dutch.
Well, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you sticking around for Roll and Write Month. We had It was a ton of work to cover 51 games, and we may not cover that many games if we were to do another month again. That was maybe a lesson learned.
And that brings us to the question of our day. If we could do another month that you folks would enjoy watching, what would it be?
It can maybe be focusing on a designer, a publisher, maybe an artist.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a genre again.
Or
a
like a theme, maybe. Maybe we do like environment games or like car games. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there, but
I think that's something that we'll try to do is maybe not necessarily do a month, but try doing like a week long of covering a specific genre or a theme or type, or maybe even have like a video every week that covers over a month of maybe the West Kingdom trilogy. Who knows? But if you have any suggestions of any games that you want us to cover, maybe it's a Vital Lacerda month as well.
Hefty.
Who knows? Toss them down in there. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And we'll see you every Wednesday and every other around maybe day. Who knows?
Just all on our other social medias, which you can check out down below because we link them there.
Again, we are so grateful for you being a part of our journey. And we'd love to hear your thoughts on what you thought of our list as well.
Do you agree? Do you disagree? What would your top 10 list be?
Did you love Piper? Yeah. Do you fish every day and not every other day?
Shame on you. Take a break.
Well, have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks so much for watching, and congratulations to all of our winners. Bye.
Bye.